What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. The reviews are starting to come in on the hilarious trash novel from DC, I Am Not Starfire. Now, look, I will point out quite clearly, this book is not for me, and I accept that in my criticizing it. I have to accept that reality. That said, this isn't a YA book either. It just clearly isn't. I don't know who this book is for. I'm not saying it shouldn't exist, but in an era where comic books are struggling mightily to keep their head above water from a financial perspective, it's kind of curious that they would dedicate any amount of money to this book. And the reviews are flowing in. I'm really, really disappointed that DC turned the comment section off because they robbed us of what would have absolutely been amazing comedy gold. But the trailer now sits at a whopping 2,000 upvotes to 53,000 downvotes. Now think about your DC. Even if every one of those 2,000 upvotes bought this book, it would be a spectacular failure. I'd be willing to bet that if I uploaded a video with a comic book or a book that I spent 2 days on, I would probably get more than 2.2 thousand upvotes on the video. Would it be better than I Am Not Starfire? I think it's a pretty safe bet it would be. But I suppose that would remain to be seen. And then I took a look at Goodreads, which is a website that is used by people that read books. And let's just take a look at some of the reviews. 1 star. Why does DC keep hiring these untalented hacks? Are we going to forget Starfire and Nightwing had a daughter named Nightstar and in Kingdom Come? Who is the father? The daughter sounds like a wrist cutter who hates her parents for no reason. She hates Starfire but is in love with a popular girl? I remember when comics used to be about fun and had adventures. I don't know how Jim Lee could sign off on this. He lacks the managing skills of his Image brother, Todd McFarlane, has. You see, I don't get all the hate. It's so annoying. If you aren't interested in this title, just don't read it. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's, obviously what everybody's going to do. I mean, no one's going to read this book. It's an unmitigated disaster. Now, seems super pandery and self-inserty. This is definitely not Nightstar. No, literally, what the heck is this? Why was this made? I miss the days I didn't know this thing existed. Ah, yes, another superhero self-insert. DC really is dead, huh? I do think it's pretty funny that so many of these soy-infused comic book artists. I say artists because, hey, look, I don't, maybe if I put out a book, it would be worse than this. I don't have a deal with DC Comics. I don't write comics. I just know what I like and I know what I don't like. And this is quite frankly embarrassing for DC. What the F is this? What is this for? It's not a good idea to make a book about an unlikable and forgettable character that adds nothing to its own story besides ruin it. This is my jam, 1 star. I'm immediately in love with this chubby goth look. I'm on record saying that I grew up wanting to embrace the goth aesthetic, but it's zero options as a plus-size teen in the 90s. So yeah, this girl speaks to my missed opportunities back in the day. Oh, that's from the... You still only rated it 1 star? That's the review from the Mary Sue. What? Oh, let's be serious for a second. This is the purest form of trash. I hope no one thinks I actually like this because nah, fam, the article was just undeniably cringe. Like, if I punish my 12-year-old son to the point of pleading for mercy books, y'all know which book I'm giving him. So yeah, if DC really wants to go bankrupt, we need to help them. Thanks to DC Net Gallery for an early copy in exchange for an honest review. Now, I will concede I've been a long-time Teen Titans fan, so it's fair to see my review as biased. But hear me out, I have a ton of qualms with this book. Unfortunately, I love Cami Garcia's Raven, Beast Boy series, as well as other YA-geared graphic novels that DC has been pumping out lately, but this one is the worst I've read by far for a multitude of reasons. The art, it kept flip-flopping at some points. Corey was perfectly drawn in every panel, and eventually, villain no spoilers, was drawn very well too. Everyone else is kind of off, especially Mandy. But it might just be I don't like her hairstyle at all. Sometimes she looked outright terrifying in the art. This is like manga graphic novels are outselling anything DC and Marvel in the United States. I wonder why. Shake my head, people. Here are literally dropping DC and Marvel in favor of Japanese comics. I'm not sure why these comic companies keep investing in crap that nobody wants. It's perplexing. All top 20 best-selling graphic novels, according to NPD Bookscan, were all manga for April 2021. DC and Marvel should be extremely concerned. Hopefully they can wake up. I actually don't think they care, if I'm being totally honest with you. I think that DC and Marvel are happy to just have, the status quo maintained, to pump out these books, to maintain their licensing. I'm not sure that how could you care? It's a good read with a few problems. Captured alienation of many of my students. Wow, teacher, I'm glad you read it. 5-star. I'm not sure why this was 2 stars. I actually enjoyed it. Okay, I suppose, again, every book isn't for everybody, but you sure see a lot of grown men giving this book a 5-star review. I wonder why. There's been a lot of hate directed toward this book, and I think it's unreasonable. I just finished an advanced copy, and I was pleasantly surprised. This is definitely a book for teens that are familiar with the Teen Titans cartoon, and that's okay. If you're not the target audience and this doesn't look like your thing, you can ignore it and move on. Yeah, that's what everyone's doing. Except now it's getting called out. Billy Tucci calls out controversial DC Comics YA graphic novel I Am Not Starfire for its spicy language. In the latest gaffe concerning the book, illustrator and sheet creator Billy Tucci points out to the audience that the F word on one page of the book that's supposed to be targeted towards a younger audience. Not quite apropos for a young adult comics audience, is it DC Comics? Tucci inquired in a tweet from a screen grab of the comic that he tagged DC in. If you look at the actual tweet, here it is. What are these? College brochures. All of the colleges? It's a very important decision for you to make. F. Perhaps you wish for the egg rolls. Oh, rolls? Sure. And then gave her egg rolls. I'm not really sure what's going on in this book at all. I assume you have to be an absolute moron to enjoy this book. And, I just think that it's not exactly unreasonable to expect kids to know what good writing is. I don't know why DC thinks that they can just continue to put out this garbage. It's not a thing of unlimited resources. DC has unlimited resources. Who is the editor on this? He questioned further, knowing full well one assumes there would have been consequences for this kind of editorial snafu in times past when you had to read Image or Vertigo selections to get the verbiage of anything R-rated. Below the page, in the scene, Starfire dotes on her daughter, Mandy, with egg rolls, while the latter exclaims an expletive in narration, hoping her mom doesn't find the myriad of thrown-out college applications. While some have praised the writing on other titles in the past, I'm Not Starfire is met with outrage, criticism, and sarcasm from fans and pundits who view it as one more reason American comic readers are flocking to manga in droves. The quality of the YA-targeted tome is seen as substandard and not fitting DC's brand or usual output. Another problem critics have that they believe Mandy is a self-inserted character based on Tamaki herself in appearance and other aspects. That and the sophomoric way in which the graphic novel recycles a more compelling storyline with Blackfire smells of unoriginality. Mandy isn't considered likable either. Those who've scoped out the graphic novel find her presumed edginess annoying and pretentious. The character and book continue to get roasted on social media, as such as this post by Twitter user Lunar Archivist, who labels Mandy dumpster fire. Wrote the archivist when retweeting the book's trailer, "Know the difference. It could save your life." Oh yeah, I saw this image. It was great. Starfire, Blackfire, dumpster fire. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good meme. The trailer's been downvoted on YouTube with 49,000 dislikes, continues to get ratioed on Twitter, where replies on the embedded post where the 41-second clips are. As of writing, the trailer has 3,900 quote tweets, 1,700 likes, and a mere 298 retweets on Twitter. Dismal as it looks, I Am Not Starfire is set to hit stores July 27th. We'll actually see if that happens, because we're still waiting on a wide variety of other books, like The New Warriors, which was promised to us in all of its horrible glory and still hasn't been delivered. And a wide variety of these other books that they thought were just going to be a huge success because of my Twitter that ultimately were ignored or quietly removed from the shelves. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.